Here for Johnny's Car Care and Review. So very cool. I've got Mavericks in the background. Going to be test driving those today, so you'll want to stay tuned because I'll have all the info about how they drive, how they feel, interior space, acceleration. So I can't wait to get this info out to you. So this is fantastic. In just a moment, we're going to be hopping in and driving this XLT Cactus Gray Hybrid Maverick, and I got to tell you, it feels like it's got more than 191 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque. And I actually suspect that the 155 pound-feet of torque, I wonder if that torque is actually not calculated with what the electric motor is adding on. I feel it's not like it's total torque, but anyways, it handled great, and I'm going to be showing you in just a moment from the outside what my trajectory was, what the little course was here, but from the inside I can tell you it accelerated really well. The engine was really silent, the eCVT, so let's not get that confused with a CVT. That's an eCVT. It is one speed, but it's mechanical. It goes really well. It wasn't high revving like crazy when I was pressing down on the pedal. So pedal to the metal was just fine in it. Now after that, we are going to test drive the Antimatter Blue Lariat 2-liter EcoBoost with 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. It is all-wheel drive and it is an 8-speed automatic. And really what I can tell everyone here is if you're not sure about ordering a Maverick, get sure. This truck is pretty awesome, and if you really want to know more about it, just go test drive an Escape Hybrid to know what the hybrid's gonna drive like. Even if it's an all-wheel drive, it's gonna give you the same driving experience. And actually I say same, but I'm tempted to say that the Maverick was a little more silent, and I did prefer its suspension. I really liked the Maverick suspension, and surprisingly it really stuck to the road. It was good in the bendies, those artificial fabricated bendies nonetheless, but they're still bendies. Even if there's no trees on the side of the road, there's still bendies, and it had very little body roll. The steering feel was incredible. I can say a whole lot better than that Jeep I drove just the other day. So let's jump right into this vehicle and do a first-person test drive. So that's the real deal. And hey, look, I'm 5'10", 5'11" with my boots on, and look, I've got plenty of headspace left over, about 6 inches of headspace. So I think a lot of you are going to love this. So get to ordering one soon and actually make your opinion based right now. So that hot pepper red Maverick just did the simulated potholes like we're about to do. And right now, down, you can see it's making a full stop. And it's just, you know, we're going to be practicing the turning radius on this. You'll see that in just a moment. But the turning radius on the Maverick is really good. It turns quite sharply for a truck, and the steering wheel feel is actually really good because it has electronic power assisted steering, meaning that the ratios in the steering, well, the ratios between the steering wheel and the wheels adapts to the speed you're going. So even at slow speeds like that, it goes great. So let's just simulate these potholes here. That was 15 kilometers an hour. Good solid suspension on the potholes. Do a full stop. And let's simulate that turning radius. Now, I really like the electronic power assisted steering with its ratios that adapt to your speed because it's giving you the best of both worlds at both high speed and low speed. The truck has no issues getting into a 6'3" space, so underground garages won't be an issue at all. Now here you have a bit of a slalom test. Nice. This was actually quite fun, and the vehicle is really well put together. It really stuck through that corner, those corners really well. Next to no body roll. Yeah, some sharp cornering here. Now this is the hybrid. I'm going to do it faster in the 2-liter EcoBoost, but the hybrid was actually really silent. Nice power, great cornering. You can definitely hear the suspension there, but no issue. It's a truck, you know, it's not a luxury car. And I don't mean that as a slight in any way whatsoever, because this did handle really well. There was very little body roll. It took the bumps really well. It's just, you know, it's not a suspension that's made to be dead silent. It's a suspension made to take 1,500 pounds. So that's 1,500 pounds of payload. I really like the hybrid. I actually think it may be quieter when accelerating. I'm pretty sure it's quieter than the Escape, but you could definitely go try out the Escape Hybrid because power-wise, that's going to give you a great idea. Now let's jump into the 2-liter Ecoboost. This is the 2-liter Ecoboost. Now that's the 250 horsepower engine, 277 pound-feet of torque. If you get all-wheel drive and 4K towing, you'll be able to pull 4,000 pounds with this bad boy, and I'm convinced after this road test that it'll have no issues doing that. Kilometers over what represents potholes. That was nice. Let's do a full turn here. Hard turn, cramp the wheel. See the turning radius on this. Great turning radius. Nothing wrong there. Great braking. So let's just see what I did from what we just saw on the inside. Let's look at it from the outside. So potholes really weren't an issue. The handling, I loved the handling. The handling was awesome. I did not expect a little truck to handle this well, and it's not that little. The space inside, there's a ton of space, a little more than the Santa Cruz if I'm not mistaken, and the interior space is similar to a Ranger. So go sit in a Ranger or go sit in a Bronco Sport. You'll get a great idea of interior space. Now, if numbers are your thing, I do suggest that you look at the Ford Maverick order guide or the technical specification sheets to get all your numbers. But just to give you an idea, that 4.5-foot box, I did have some reservations about it, but now that I've seen how the flex bed makes it very usable up to 6 feet, I'm sold. So I am in the all-new 2022 Ford Maverick, and so far interior space is nice. This is the XL, and I didn't think it'd be this nice, Daniel. The colors are nice. Leg space is more than enough. Okay, so now we have the inside of the XLT, which blew me away. I liked the inside of the XL. I didn't think I'd like it with it being, you know, the black, more basic seats, but they weren't basic at all. They looked good. The XLT, the blue, some people have been worried about it and complaining about it online. I think it looks amazing. So you see the black seats here on the XL, and it was great. So let's just go over a little bit of numbers. Front headroom 40.3 inches, front legroom 42.8 inches, front shoulder room 57.3 inches, and front hip room you've got 55.4 inches. Second row headrooms. Now for that second row, 39.6 inches, second row legroom 35.9 inches, and second row shoulder room is 55.6, and second row hip room is you got 54.1 inches of space. So I don't know if that makes any sense to y'all, but I can say that I fit in there with a ton of leftover space. I had about 6 or 7 inches before my head would get to the ceiling. So please don't test the rear seats of a Super Cab Ranger. This is more like the rear seats of a Super Crew Ranger. Tons of leg room. I know I'm not your typical 6'3" YouTuber. I don't make the height cut, but it was definitely, I fit in there great. The interior, people are gonna say that it's, you know, too much plastic maybe, but I loved it. It's, you know, textured plastic, mixed plastics. It has, you know, a modern look to it, and who cares about, you know, the touch? Yeah, it's hard plastic, but you don't go around touching your dash. So the interior of this looks amazing in person. Now the Lariat, if you like the color, you're gonna love it. This has an amazing feel to it. The Activix, well, it's more durable than leather. It's better for the environment. It's I believe recycled plastic for the most part, and I really liked the touch and feel of it. All these Mavericks were a huge surprise when it comes to interior. They were pretty awesome. I would put the pedal to the metal on one of these vehicles any day, and actually Marie-Pierre has ordered one, so in the family, you know, she's gonna have one. I'll be driving it all the time, so I'm pretty excited, and I'm really glad that I am getting to share this with you. Now, I think exterior-wise, the best comparison for this vehicle is, you know, a 2002 Ford Ranger, but interior-wise, this has so much more space. This was a great fit. You know, it's got a wheelbase of 121 inches, 121.1 inches to be precise. It's got a height of 68.7 inches. The length is 199.7 inches. The width comes in at 72.6 inches. And the curb weight, guess what? This thing's relatively light. I guessed the weight a while back, saying I thought it'd be about 3,700 pounds. Well, that's basically right where it comes in at. And if you do get the FX4 package, you will get 3-peak snowflake rated tires, meaning one set of tires year round. So huge win for the FX4 package. So I was really happy to get to pick up that information for you all. That's the FX4 right there in that cyber orange, which in person looked amazing. They're throwing a bike back into it, and you know, stay tuned, because in the next video I'm going to be showing you that I was completely wrong about the bed extender. I thought that was going to work like the bed extender on my parents' Explorer, the Sport Track, the Explorer Sport Track, and that was really hard to get in and out. This just pops right in and out. I'm going to be buying one of these things, and I usually don't spend, you know, that much on accessories, but I'm going to either buy it as a present for Marie-Pierre if she doesn't want to pay and dish out. But it was actually really great and super useful. I'm going to be throwing my mountain bike in here. Hopefully I can convince Marie-Pierre to start doing that, because the mountain bike fits in real nice. The 3-position tailgate is incredible, so you can have it at, you know, closed position, half position, which is at a 45-degree angle, which allows you to have, you know, your gyps or your plywood on top of the wheel wells. So that will give you a 6-foot bed. It's got, you know, the connectivity in the back is fantastic. The LED lights were pretty cool, and the flex bed is just absolutely useful. Ford really thought this through, and the Maverick price is incredible. I think this is going to draw in a lot of people who either currently have a car or an SUV, and they're going to feel right at home, but they're going to have so much more use, versatility. I think this is going to convert a whole lot of people to Ford. So all sorts of new clients coming into Ford, and I think people who are willing to try this out are not going to be disappointed. So let's let this Ford rep, who was so kind to show me how the bed extender works.
And to pop it open, all you gotta do is there you go.
Oh, cool.
See, it's only gonna come off at 45 degrees. There you go. You can access your stuff. The tailgate also stops at 45 degrees, and the which means you're gonna come here. If you have a strong thumb, you can do it with one finger. That's on my face. So I'll do that, and
Oh, cool.
and here too.
Okay, you did that quicker than I can actually move behind you. That's fast. That's fast and easy. Cool.
Well, and the cool thing about this is that it's perfectly with this height. That way, if you do like a 4x8 plywood, it's completely flush. And you can actually get a lot more room for storage, or like carrying your stuff.
Right on.
Over here we have the 12-volt power connection. So you can do your own LED lights. Over there we have another one. If you want to keep your straps dry, not rusty, you have plenty of room in there. You have a lot of hooks to strap your strap. Over here, this one slides, just pull and lock, like that. All these groups are to make your own shelving. So you can just customize the back of your truck. Over here we have some light. It's going to come on whenever the vehicle is open, but there's also a switch and a power outlet. And this is just an example of a project that you can do yourself. Just a piece of wood and the accessories. It took us less than 10 minutes to build it at the warehouse. And it can actually fit 3 bikes. That's just one example of many projects that you can do yourself to customize your Maverick.
So I need to put a huge thank you to Ford and their staff. Unbelievably friendly. Ford puts a lot of money, clearly, as you can see from this video, into training the Ford staff. They want their dealers to know what's going on. They want them to know about the accessories, how they work. They give us a chance, and they spend a good amount of money making sure that, you know, your dealer is prepared and knows what they're doing. So, you know, that's if you've had a bad experience, that's not on Ford whatsoever. They're doing their job. They had the friendliest, most informative staff. They really knew what they were talking about, and I really appreciate that you've followed me along and, you know, did this road test with me. So please, you know, continue to help me out. Like and subscribe, because there'll be more videos you won't want to miss. So thanks for coming along for the ride with me, and I wish you all more cars and more power.